All right, guys, we're live. I'm really excited. It's fight week at the 2300 Arena. Bare Knuckle is back again. Tonight, I got an absolute beast who's been killing it. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube and watch it. We got Travis the Animal Thompson, 12 fights in BKFC. Travis, thank you for joining tonight.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course. Well, first off, let's us start out. How did you get into BKFC? This is such a great combat sport. It's just
I,
taken over.
I love it. I actually fought for the Feldmans. Their dad, Marty Feldman, was my boxing trainer. I've known the Feldmans for like 20 years. I was a pro boxer for Marty, did a whole bunch of cards, met a lot of people, did a lot, and was ready to close it up and just end it. And when I go to end it, Dave says, "Oh yeah, we got bare knuckle approved." I was like, "Yeah, okay, blah blah blah." He's like, "Trav, I'm not kidding. We're gonna be on pay-per-view." So now I got a chance to be on pay-per-view. I was like, "All right, yeah, I'll do one or two of them." And how many have we done? 12 so far. So
Yeah.
guess we're not stopping anytime soon, right?
Yeah, not at all. And one quote I absolutely love, and they always preview it no matter what fight you're at, and they'll probably do this for every single fight, but I love that they always quote you saying that money's nice and all, but you actually enjoy fighting and doing the bare knuckle, which is a true fighter quote right there.
Absolutely, and it's the truth. You don't do it for the money, the fame. Yeah, that stuff's great and everything, but I do it because I like to fight. I love to fight. It's legal for me to do it, and I don't get in trouble.
Exactly. Now I do see they have like tryouts sometimes. So obviously, like you had the hookup because obviously you knew the Thelbins and all, but did you have to go through like a tryout or anything, or because you fought for them that they already knew what you brought to the table?
I did do it because everyone did it, but I
Yeah.
have to. I did two of them at the 2300 arena. I did one and I was in right away. So I already did the first fight with Reggie in Wyoming. And then I came to the very next one they had in Philly just to see who's coming to it, just to check it out. And I did it again.
Okay. Now, what do these usually consist of? Like, is it kind of like not like an NFL combine where you got to show like your lateral and stuff, but is it just showing like your punching power and sparring? Like, what do they usually look for?
So what they're trying to look for, they're trying to see that you actually have skill.
Hmm.
Trying to be funny, but you get some people in there that throw a couple punches, they have no
Yeah.
clue what they're doing. They're tripping over their feet when they're in the ring. Like they got to see that you can establish yourself, that you can throw a good jab, good right hand, stuff like that. They want to see that you have the fundamentals, and then they also want to see that you're tough. That you have grit to you. They do a punch meter to test your power. They don't want people that are going to throw 200. That's
Right.
nothing. People that can throw hard.
Right. Exactly. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was very curious on how the tryout consisted of and what they were looking for. Now, I was doing some homework on you, and we were talking a little about this before we went live. You were an absolute warrior as a professional boxer. I mean, you have a great like this like a warrior pro record. Like, 7, 12, and 3. Like that is a guy who you want in the ring, whether it's a prospect or someone that's trying to get into the top 10. Like that's a hell of a record.
But the
Now what did you like
problem is,
in boxing and all?
what I loved about boxing, again, it was legal for me to fight. I love fighting.
Yes.
I'm just an aggressive person. That's why I have the nickname Animal, which I actually got in high school. I got that when I was a wrestler because I just don't stop for anything. Um, I loved boxing because again, I could fight. It was cool. You have people watching you, all eyes are on you. I loved it. The thing with boxing I didn't like was its scoring.
Yeah.
A lot of movement. So I was 7, 12, and 3. All three of those draws were all wins. Hate to break it. I always fought in everyone's backyard. I never was really the A side. I fought in New York. I beat the crap out of this guy. He had two black eyes. I barely had a mark. Somehow I lost a split decision. But I've also fought, like I fought in Vegas. I fought Diego Magdaleno. He was in the Olympics or an
Hmm.
Olympic, a second for the Olympics. I fought Damon Allen.
Yep.
A bunch of big names. I didn't turn anybody down. You can call me on 4 days' notice, which they did for bare knuckle. I don't care. I'll fight anybody, anytime, any place. I don't care.
I love it. No, and I'm telling you, like, yes, it's a losing record, but like just judging from that record, 7-12-3, that is a Warriors record right there. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, that is a record that you'll see like on like even like the local club shows, like like people trying to get their prospects to get in there with a tough guy. And also, we were talking too. Your last professional fight, you shared a card with champions. You had Stephen Fulton Jr., who's now a two-time bell. Congrats to Scooter on his recent win against Brandon Figueroa. Jared Hurd just retired. He was a world champion. And then Caleb Plant, who's probably going to get another belt again. That is crazy. You're all same
Funny part,
card.
they were under me. I'm pretty sure I was fight of the night that card. I forget who it was I fought. You probably have it up on your
I
computer.
did.
He
Let me
was
see because I screenshotted it. Hold on. It was
it's Kermit Cintron's cousin. I forget his name.
you fought Milton
Milton
Santiago.
Santiago. Yep, yep.
Yes.
And the funny part is, I fought that. It was like 2 weeks' notice. It was right before Christmas. I only did it because I had to get Christmas money. And
Yeah.
we ended up getting fight of the night, and look at the names you just said. Those are the people that were on the card, and I outpointed them for fight of the night.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are world champions. I mean, people don't really realize, like, I know a lot of pretty famous people, and they've all been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to that point, but I'm still in it for bare knuckle.
Yeah, that is wild too, because like that was just a local club show outside of Philly. That was at Harris, which is
Yep.
nuts to see all those names on that card. Like that's why like all these people got to try to come out to shows because you never know
You
who's
never
on that card.
exactly. You never know who's next. You never know when their next jump's going to be.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think that was one of Marshall. I don't know if that was Marshall Kaufman or if that was Dave Feldman, but I
Yeah,
know.
so the both of them co-promoted that from what I was reading. Yeah.
And honestly, you can look at. I mean, obviously, look at what Dave does with bare knuckle,
Mhm.
but Marshall has had an extensive career with promoting.
Yep.
I fought for Marshall for a long time. Right now, Travis is working my corner. Travis Kaufman, but
Oh, nice.
Marshall Kaufman and Travis Kaufman both work my corner at the Wells Fargo.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
know a lot of people, man.
I love it.
Got the best. We take care of business on Friday.
Yes. All right. Now, this one's one of my favorite questions to show that boxers are human or they do a great job hiding their emotions. So you made your BKFC debut June 2nd, 2018
Yep.
in the state of Wyoming against
Barnett.
Barnett.
Yep.
Yes. Now obviously for your debut, I mean a hell of a showing because it actually went all 5 rounds.
We're the first
Normally,
to go. We're the first person to go distance, and that's the first people. I mean, technically in history, because they all
yeah.
quit. They would go until someone else quit or got knocked out.
Yeah, that is wild. Now, what were your nerves like? I mean, obviously you had a bunch of pro fights, but how'd you feel?
It doesn't bother me. None of that stuff bothers me. I love it. Yeah, I love uh, putting on a performance. I love
That's
fighting,
awesome.
so it doesn't bother me at all.
Now, how would you rate yourself looking back at it? Were you proud of your performance, or was it just like growing pains? Obviously, like not having gloves on.
It was growing pains. And if you actually listen to some of my interviews, as soon as that fight was over, I made sure I went right back to camp because I fought. My second one was in February. The next February was USA versus Mexico. And I made sure I did a lot of training without gloves on
Hmm.
because what people don't realize is that padding is like an inch, right? So that's a half step. Now in boxing, a half step is a big deal. It's all timing and everything like that. So everything was way off. When I came back from Mexico, I knocked that guy out cold because I made sure there was no problems with my distance. It was growing pains. It bothered me. I'm my biggest critic whenever, even when I win, there's something I could have done better. I always try to perfect my any performance. Even that performance when I knocked the guy out, it should have happened earlier.
Yeah, and again, like I could just see and feel your passion because getting right back into the gym, like instead of just taking some time off, heal, maybe do some family time. But yeah, no, you just truly love what you do.
I do. And what other people don't also know is like I have my own landscape company and everything also. So like I'm always working, I'm always doing stuff and then training. You know, it's tough trying to juggle everything.
Yeah. Now, I was in attendance for your last performance. How special and how did you get the call to come back home to fight at Knucklemania 5 this past January?
Oh, I knew that was going to happen as soon as so I'm not too far away from the Feldmans, so I go in there and harass them all the time. I what's going up on the board. I see where events are going to be, so I try to like throw myself on the board. So Nate and Dave get pissed at me for that. I have fun with it. I got the call. They told me they gave me a bunch of names, and then they finally got it set in stone. I was like, all right, cool. I'm finally for the first time ever I'm fighting at home. So like I said, even in boxing, I was always B side. Like I'd always go to someone else's home. I was in other states. I mean, obviously bare knuckle. This is the first time we're in Pennsylvania, so
Mhm.
that's pretty crazy. I was pretty weird because I mean the guy Zach Pinnell, which all props to Zach. Thanks for taking the fight. It was a great fight we had, but he is from Pennsylvania also. So that was kind of weird that they had two Pennsylvania guys on there fighting each
Yeah. Oh yeah. Um, did you have a lot of family members and friends come out? Yeah.
other. A lot of people came out for me. I had a whole lot of people. There was almost 18,000 people there.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So I tell everybody it was the first time I've ever been like the A side and did 18,000 people. There might have been 100 people there for him. Everybody else was yelling for me. So I was pretty pumped up, pretty amped up for it. It was pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, you had to go and you came out with your purge mask and I was like, "Oh man, it is about to go down."
Yeah, that's the thing. I tell everybody if you actually see, so your hands are always supposed to be up here because you can block everything. I
Yeah.
and with my left hand low, he caught me with the right
Yep.
hand way, and it was I pretty much knocked myself down because I jumped into it with my left hand low. So I mean, I was up before the ref even said two.
Right.
Before he said two, I was like, all right, we're cool. We got that out of the way. All the nerves and everything are out of the system. We're ready to go.
Yeah. I actually want to ask you about that, Trav. So, like, obviously in boxing, you have like the 3 minute rounds and you're able to take the 8 count. So,
Yep.
like, for those who don't know, the ones that are just tuning in the bare knuckle that are going to view this, so you have 5 2 minute rounds. Do you find yourself? I mean, like, you haven't really been knocked down a whole lot anyway, but do you find it that you have to recover quick because
Oh,
of the short rounds?
absolutely. You absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, there's no doubt about that. You have to. You only have 2 minutes. So pretty much, I tell everybody, bare knuckle is a hockey fight without the ice and skates. That's what it's supposed to be. So you're going out there, you just rock them, sock them boppers right there. You know what I mean? That's what you're doing. You're going out there and just trying to take the other guy's head off. So what you have to do, especially with the lightweights, because we're so quick, you have to start picking yourself. Like move your head out of the way a little bit, get a little bit more movement with your body, because that's the problem. If you leave yourself there, you get knocked down one time, that's a 10-8 right away. You got to get that back. You only have 5 rounds, and they're only 2 minutes apiece. I mean, you got to step up.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. And how did you set that knockout up? I mean, obviously it was very fast in the second round. It was a 41 second uppercut with your left hand. How did you set that up, or was it all just a routine?
So if you watch the fight, I was throwing a lot of overhands. If you actually watch
Hmm.
his left hand was here, so I actually threw my overhand right through that hole, caught him like right around here,
Hmm.
and I kept hitting him with the left to the body. So he dropped his right elbow, thinking I was going to hit the body. That's what opened up the uppercut. So I actually, if you watch the fight in the first round, I was hitting the body a lot, hitting the body a lot. He dropped the elbow, and when he did that, it left open his chin. And then I didn't realize it because I mean you're in action, right?
Right.
Expecting as soon as I threw that uppercut, that right hand's coming, which it did, but he was out. I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm thinking he's coming at me with the straight right. So I actually, if you watch me, I step back and I come back with my own right. But luckily he was out because if he was stepping at me, he was going to catch it right on the chin.
Oh yeah.
like hit him like right under his chin because he wasn't stepping forward. But again, like I said, it was a great fight. Nothing but props for Zach for showing up and putting on a great fight with me. It takes balls to do that, and knowing, you know, I'm not the type of guy to give people props. That's not me. That's the animal.
Right.
I just like whatever. I move on to the next one. But I do appreciate Zach showing up and coming out for that fight. It was a good time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that was a great one. Because he had caught you with one, but you're able to recover quickly, and then you came out like a house on fire in the second round. And yeah, he
But
was he
it took,
was out cold with
yeah,
that left. Yeah.
yeah. But that was the best thing that happened to me because it mellowed me out. It calmed me down. Because, like I said, I was so amped up, dude. Almost 18,000 people there cheering. Oh, cheering!
Yeah.
Dude, it was nuts.
It was awesome. Yeah. It was a hell of an atmosphere. It was so fun. Absolutely nuts in the crowd. Now it is fight week, obviously.
Yep.
You have a new opponent, Craig, for this Friday. What do you know about him? Anything?
I don't know shit about him. All I know is he's 1-1, and what pisses me off is that he's 1-1, fought nobodies. I mean,
Mhm.
absolute nobodies, and somehow he's ranked above me on BoxRec. So
That's crazy.
right there, I want to mess this guy up really, really badly. So the longer he withstands the beating, the more pain he's going to endure. You're not going to do shit that hasn't been done to me before. You're not going to hurt me. You're not going to throw something new at me. So he's screwed.
I
He's
love it.
and he's coming into my hometown again. He's coming from Montana to Philly. He's getting effed up and shipped right back.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he realized that it's the house of ECW, so he might see some
Right.
broken tables laying on the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah, bro.
uh, do you?
Up for this, and it's kind of a point for me to prove that there are levels to this game, and he's not there. You're
Mhm.
1-1. All of my losses, I like. Listen, he's 1-1. I'm what 6-6.
Right.
All of my losses were either to world champs or contenders. He lost to nobody. He lost to a nobody. He beat a nobody. And you know what? This might piss these people off that I'm calling them nobodies, but until you prove that you are somebody, tough shit. Deal with it. That's the way it is. That's why I am the animal. That's I talk the way I talk.
I
So
love it. I love it. I love it. Can we get a fight prediction from you? Is it going to be over early, or are you going to
like I
let
said,
it let it go a
I'm
little bit?
going to kill. I'm going to kill. I'm going to try to hurt this guy as bad as I can. There's a lot going on right now. So all of my struggles and everything that I'm going through right now, I'm taking out on this guy. I'm going to try to really hurt this guy badly. And I'm being for real. Like I'm going to try to screw this guy up. I really don't care. If he can withstand it, which I highly doubt he will, he's going to be in a lot of pain. The best thing he can do is go out right away. That's the best thing he can do.
I love it. I love it. All right, Trav. So we're gonna wrap up with rapid fire. So you can answer them as short as possible, or if you want to elaborate on it, it's all fun questions to wrap up on. You ready?
Yep, go for it.
All right. The first one is, what's your favorite cheat meal?
Cheat meal. Oh, ice cream cake. So there's
Ice
a big
cream
thing
cake.
when I was a pro boxer for however many years. I couldn't even tell you. I've been a professional fighter for 20 years this year. And after every fight, I would go get an ice cream cake, and the family get pissed off because the kids would like want a piece of cake. I'm like, dude, I haven't had crap for a month. That's my ice cream cake. I'll eat like a 4-person ice cream cake in one sitting.
I love it.
Yep.
All right. That's actually the first one I've ever heard. Normally it's like pizza, cheesesteaks, but yeah, that's actually a good one. I like that. I'm about to add that into the vault. All right. Now, if you could have a celebrity play you in a movie about your life as Travis the Animal Thompson, who would it be?
Sylvester Stallone. Because I
Oh,
want
Sly. All right. Want to get Sly to grow some beard, huh?
right there you go.
What's your favorite fighting movie of all time?
That would have to be Rocky.
Rocky?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say Rocky. That would have to be my number one, and the best one would be Rocky Four.
Thank you.
That was my favorite. But I mean, they have Southpaw now. They got a lot of good movies nowadays. But
Yeah.
back with Rocky Four.
Totally agree. That was and plus like the soundtrack alone. Like
Yeah,
I'm whenever I head to the fights, I pop pop that soundtrack on to get me ready.
But Southpaw had a pretty good soundtrack as well.
Yes.
I love that one too.
Yes, yes, it did. What else we got? Okay. So obviously you're a Birds fan. What was your thoughts on the season and what do you expect for next year with all these moves?
Oh, what I mean, it was a masterpiece. It was a phenomenal year. The only thing I wish is that Kelsey would have stayed for one more season, just get that ring. But he's got to do what's best for him and his family. So I absolutely, respect what he did. And this season, let's go ahead and repeat it. It's great. You got to show that you're the champs for a reason.
Yeah. Like I'm like it on the news. I mean, like the one that really threw me back was when we traded my guy CJ Gardner Johnson. I wish we can keep him for another year because he was literally the heart and soul of that
No,
defense. That's crazy.
that's the problem. The same thing with Brandon Graham, like Brandon Graham retiring and everything. Like it happens, but you
Yeah.
got to trust in Howie. Howie's doing his thing, and
Oh,
he's
I know.
I don't want to knock it.
Yeah, like 21 draft picks the next 2 years, absolutely insane. We're running it like a Madden franchise. It's crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, my last question. So I know you're from the Pottstown area and Philly area too. What's your favorite cheesesteak spot that you'd recommend the fans?
Oh man, so I love Gazas. That's where I go. That's right here.
I never been, but I keep seeing them pop up on
They're
Facebook.
the best. They're the best, man. And
Okay.
again, that's where I'm at, man. I love going to Gazas.
Yeah, all right. I'll have to try it one day because now I see they're doing like a little combo thing too. They're doing the cheesesteak and the lunch meat now, which is
They
crazy.
so Gazas is awesome because they used to have a truck right next to Royal Customs, which is
Oh,
our place. So I used to go there all the time, and now they got storefront, so it's awesome.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then I leave this last few seconds if you have any shout outs or anything for the fans to say.
Well, everyone tune in Friday, man. We're going for a knockout. We're showing them, what Philly's made of. We're gonna put this guy under. I want to thank all my sponsors that helped me out for this fight. It's a huge, huge. This is going to be a huge win for me, and I'm excited for what's in store for the future. I want to thank you for your time and putting me on for the podcast. It's a great time.
Oh yeah, of course. And we truly appreciate you joining. And we'll see you fight night, and maybe we'll do a post fight interview as well.
Oh man, thank you very much.
Oh yeah, of course. Travis the Animal Thompson, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Travis, for your time, and we'll see you Friday night.
Oh man, have a good one.
I appreciate you.
Yep, later.